stock market is booming. Let's go over all new price predictions. You got Coinbase moving, Bitcoin finally booming up, going to higher prices. We have a lot of other stocks that are moving. Nvidia starts to move. Tesla actually had a huge retracement that we want to go over. That's very, very critical on Tesla that we have to go over. So I think they had their deliveries today, so we have to go over that as well. Then of course some other stocks started booming up. We have to go over Palantir. Looked like that's ready for calls. I'll be looking out for tomorrow. The health side, so Eli Lilly, UNH, HIMS, and all those, and then much more. So smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. Let's get straight into it. 𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐿. Let's start off with Tesla. So Tesla had their deliveries today. They sold about 366,000 EVs in China. By August, a 6% drop from last year amid a rising competition. I even think, I forgot what it was, but like every 3 cars sold, one was a Tesla. But yeah, so yeah, they had the deliveries. That's pretty much why they had this bigger drop. We did get some plays off of Tesla early in the morning off their droppage. Y'all know I usually look to scalp every morning. So we had some put options right in here, and then we sold those puts literally the next minute. We got about 9% gain, as you can see right here, 9% gain on Tesla. That was the only scalp I did today. You can see yesterday I did over 40%. The day before that, I did over 40% with 3 plays. This day I did 2 plays. The dates give you guys all the entries and everything. Make sure you guys join the team. First in that description. The prices will probably be up as this video is coming out, or maybe a couple hours. So you have the monthly, yearly, and lifetime memberships. Best bang for your buck is probably lifetime because you pay once forever, but you also get that personal training where I teach you the strategy, how to understand the market, and you take that one step further to really build that independence and freedom. But Tesla stock did break its shorter term support. So what I want to do is I want to update levels on Tesla. So new support on Tesla is right around 429.80. And then our resistance level on Tesla is right around 452.10. Okay. So we're looking for Tesla. Tesla did hit some targets above the 466 areas. So we'll take that off. We're still looking for Tesla to hit all time highs, which is 488. Then I still want Tesla to go up to 500. But this might set up for some more Tesla swing calls, but we have to hold this support. That's going to be the biggest thing tomorrow, is hold that support. We might touch that support tomorrow. We'll see, but we have to hold that to continue this trend. If we start to break that, then Tesla might want to dip down a little bit longer. I have my Tesla long-term shares as well. I'm not selling any of those no time soon. But yeah, that's what I want to go over on the Tesla front. Let's go over some of the semiconductor technology. Nvidia went more all-time highs. There's really not much I could do with Nvidia. I got long-term shares holding it, but option-wise, there's not much I would do in Nvidia right here. So for now, kind of just let Nvidia move, let the shares go up, and collect the profits off of that. Pretty much it. AMD breaking resistance, so AMD looks like for some decent calls. I'll be looking for some calls tomorrow shorter term because I scalp every morning. So scalping, I'll be looking for some calls on AMD. It does have another resistance level, smaller, right around 169.70. So pretty much if we break that tomorrow, I'll be looking around like the minute chart. If we kind of break above this area and we start pushing up tomorrow, then I'll be looking for calls for AMD to reach above probably like the 171s or so. So that's one potential play that I'm looking out for in the Discord. We'll do all that live. Then other than that, that's about it. I am looking for some bigger swings on AMD because I do still want AMD to reach up to that 190 area of a long term. So shares wise, where we are now to 190 is about 12%. Back down to the support is only about 5%. So I was also thinking about buying some more AMD shares for a swing. Lose 5% or gain over 12, that's over a 2-to-1 risk to reward. So that is one play I'm looking out for. But I'm also looking for swing calls for AMD to go to 190s because that's like my bigger target. I have the long-term shares. I'm holding those. We have a little bit of our AMD leaps left as well. I was holding those through because I still wanted to go up here, but I think it might be time to kind of buy some more AMDs. We'll do that in the Discord. Let's see. Let's go over Crowd. Crowd tested the resistance level today, but had selling pressure. We must break that resistance at 590. Look at the 5-minute chart. We literally tested it there. We dropped. We tested again like around power hour, and we dropped more. So we're not breaking that resistance. A1 levels as well. As y'all know, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, comment those stocks down below. Just try to help as much as possible. Once we start breaking this, then I'll be looking for Crowd to start reaching up to higher prices. I would say my first target is probably like around 510 on Crowd and then onward. But we just don't need to touch it. We don't need to retrace from it. We need to actually break it with strength. So that's like the biggest thing I'm watching out for right now on the Crowd front. AVGO did break resistance. New resistance is probably about around 340, 485. And then support on AVGO is all the way down here, like around 329.85. There's really nothing I would do right here on AVGO. Just got the long-term shares and pretty much holding those through, but those are some new levels. TSM went more all-time highs, bigger support, 247. 274.85. No clear resistance. There's really not much I would do it here. Maybe TSM would load up some potential call options. If we kind of hold around this area of support, I'll look to get some calls for it to go back up above the 300 mark. We'll kind of look out for that. That might be a potential, but other than that, I probably would just kind of wait. Maybe next week, call time might be ready on TSM as long as we stay above that support for it to continue to go to all-time highs. And then we'll have a big target of 300 on TSM that I'll be looking out for. ARM trying to get strength, still waiting for it to break that resist level around 150.85. Once it breaks that, I'll be looking for it to go up to the 160s, and that'll be a potential call option play I'm looking out for. Support, we can move it. Smaller support around 146.75. The bigger support is still around the 140, so you have kind of like a wide range, but we want to see if ARM can continue that strength on upward. SMCI hit the target level of $50, so congrats on that. I don't see any more new plays on SMCI, so we needed to move a little bit. I would say smaller support on SMCI is probably around $50.15, and then maybe a smaller resistance around 52.75. You can watch out for that. I don't see any plays on SMCI though. The only play I saw was a buy in this range to go up past the 50s. Since that has happened, now I would just wait for a new play to form before I play SMCI, right? Because plays take time to form. So that's pretty much it on the SMCI front. We can go over QUBT, still kind of stalled. New support 1860, new resistance I'll put on here is around 2045. We need a lot of strength to come out of QUBT to actually start showing some signs that it wants to go up. The first sign will be breaking that resistance area, so that would be crucial. Also, SOUN is starting to get strength up 10% today. It has two resistance areas, but it also did test another one right around this area of about 1790. So watch out for that. If we start to break that 1790, it might be a buy around 1850 to see if we can get above the 20s and onward to higher prices on SOUN, okay? The bigger targets are all the way up to like 23, 24. So that's like the bigger target up here, which is decent gain. So maybe SOUN might be ready to start pushing up. We'll kind of get some earlier signs if we start breaking those resistance levels. Then we have a smaller support, just in case I don't update it for a while, right around 1720. Then another smaller support right around 1590. So watch out for those two areas for supports. Let's go over Qualcomm. Bigger resistance 171.45. Support we're going to leave down here around 161.30. Still looking for Qualcomm to break resistance. Once it does that, I might be looking for some potential calls and upside on Qualcomm. Other than that, there's nothing I would do in between these areas. It would need to break one of them. And since we're close to the resistance, I'll see if we can break that resistance with strength, and then I'll look for higher prices for it to go to like the 175s and in the 180s and so forth. So that's what I'm looking out for on the Qualcomm front. What are some other technology? I just know I'm missing some. What are they? Oh, we can throw Adobe in here. Adobe's kind of slow, but you do have support around 345.40. We'll put that at 345.40. We'll put that at support level. We'll put a resistance level right around 357. And if Adobe starts reaching, I do want to do a reversal on Adobe, but it has to start reaching up a little bit higher. But these are the kind of current levels I'm looking out for right now. Adobe not doing that much. Also, Trade Desk is trying to get some strength back up. Your newer support on Trade Desk is about 49.40. Resistance level 52.10. Still waiting for Trade Desk to break that resistance before I start playing a reversal, because I want Trade Desk to go back above the 60s, which shares wise is over 20%, option wise probably do over 50%. So that's how I'm looking out for Trade Desk. Kind of still waiting for it though. It's been taking a little bit of a time, but still trying to see if we can get some of those plays in, man. All right, so we went over a lot of semiconductors. I know there's some I'm missing. I usually remember it once I end it. I'm trying to think of it right now. While I do this, y'all can smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. We'll worry about it later. Let's go over let's go over the health side. HIMS. So HIMS had the same levels, right around support, bounce off that, test resistance, came back down. We break resistance, looking for it to go in the 62s of HIMS. We break support, probably looking for it to go to around 52. That's all I kind of see for HIMS. No really bigger play on HIMS right now. Eli Lilly had a little slowness of pressure. I would say your resistance area is probably still right around that 819.40 area. We'll see how Eli Lilly moves tomorrow. It'll be nice if it pulls down a little bit more to bring back some of those premium, because the calls are up a lot right now, so a little pull down would be nice. But if tomorrow we start to come back up and break like 830-ish, I'll probably start some calls on Eli Lilly and then kind of play that reversal higher. That's like the biggest thing I'm watching out for, a bigger target around the 900. UNH tried to get a little strength, testing the resistance level a little bit. We'll see tomorrow if I might be getting to bigger calls. You'll see all this live once you join the team. Remember, first link in the description. Make sure you join. Elite Yearly, our lifetime memberships, all available to really build your freedom and really understand the market differently than retail. You have to make a change. And then support is right around 345, 95, 346. Okay, so that'll be your support on UNH. Resistance level, looking for calls on UNH. I have long-term shares, not selling those in no time soon. And then also Merck. Merck had a little slowdown today. I tried some calls. I think I lost like 30-40% on the swings, but I went really small on it because, one, it is up a lot, right? So buying it before retracement is just buying it too high. So if you do buy that, just go really small just in case you lose, take a small loss, and you have money to go back in. Again, we do have a resistance on Merck. I would say right around 89.50 that I'm kind of watching. I am looking for calls on Merck, just like Eli Lilly, just like UNH, all the health sides, they are down a lot. I'm also looking for bigger leaps on these as well. Just kind of watch those resistance. And also like on NVO, still the same resistance, but I'm looking out for bigger leaps on this one. We already have CVS shares, so I'm just letting CVS shares kind of run. Walgreens doesn't really move, so Walgreens is not really on my radar. Well, this ticker something not Walgreens, but DVA also is something I'm looking out for to reach back up to 170s, 180s, but it hasn't really showed strength yet. So I'm kind of waiting for that one also. And then even Pfizer had strength, about to break a resistance, looking for potential reversals on Pfizer. As y'all know, it has been bled down. Shares wise will be a little bit better. I'm looking for shares to if we can really keep the strength to go up, and possible leaps as well on Pfizer with this movement to see if we can really keep that bullishness. So a couple of the health sides that we're kind of watching out for. I want to throw in some other stocks real quick. PayPal is not really doing much. I am watching PayPal. I think PayPal will have a decent return higher. It's just going to take a while. But PayPal, I am watching. Also, Celsius. Celsius is trying to get back up. Bigger resistance on Celsius, right around 61.30. If we start to break that, then I can see Celsius going back up. My target on Celsius will be probably around the 70s if it broke that 61.30. So that's why I'll be looking out for Celsius to see if it can start breaking that area. So just kind of watch out for that. Your first smaller support is right around $58 even. So those are the kind of levels I'm watching out for on the Celsius front. We'll kind of watch out for those, see how they go. Spotify, stock I don't talk about a lot, but bigger resistance, 761.25. Bigger support is like around 685.40. Kind of stalled. No real big movements on Spotify, but I am watching it. Also Shopify. If we can update levels on Shopify, bigger resistance that it might be trying to come up to is right around 155.10. So if it breaks that, we might be able to get to see some bullishness for Shopify to go up into the 160, 170s, and then get bigger support around 140, 165. So let's see if we get close to that to show some strength, because we might be able to do some plays on the Shopify front. I'm also watching some stocks that I don't talk about, like Starbucks testing resistance, 86.85. Watch out for that on Starbucks. And some of the consumer retails, Walmart, same levels. I'm also watching like Target, same levels as well that I've been given. And then Costco as well. Oh, we need to update a new support on Costco actually. New support on Costco will be around 898.35, okay? But yeah, something might be brewing on Walmart, Target, Costco, kind of like those retails. We'll kind of see. Also watching like the Home Depots is starting to drop. Lowe's is starting to drop. Some of these companies that really aren't going anywhere. I'm starting to watch these as they're starting to drop as well. And then let's go to some of the Mag 7s. We got Apple support, 253.85. Is doing a whole lot of fugazi, but it is very close to all-time highs, right around 260. So I'm purely just focused on calls on Apple, like I told y'all, as long as it doesn't break this support, right? As you see, even if you go to the 5-minute chart, you see how close Apple got to the support, and it just bounced right off of that and tested the resistance. So still looking for Apple to go to all-time highs. As long as we stay above the support, resistance level 258.50. I'll be looking for some Apple calls tomorrow. We already have some other Apple calls working that we've been holding. So yeah, pretty much it. Apple upside, what I'm looking out for. Meta does have a new support now. Meta support around 719.30. No clear resistance. Nothing I would do with Meta in this range. I'm kind of just building cash positions and also just holding the Meta long-term shares. No real options that I'm looking out for on Meta right there. Microsoft resistance, smaller resistance, like 518.65 Supports 507.60 and 501.70. Nothing I really do on Microsoft right now either. It's kind of slow. Google, again, not really much I do. Support 234.80, resistance 254. I'm just waiting for Google to either break this bigger support, I'll focus more on puts, or break this bigger resistance, I'll get bigger call options. That's kind of what I'm waiting out for. Like I said, whenever you join the team, I try to keep the market as simple as possible, okay? The more simplified that you have the market, the easier it will become, in my opinion, because you start to see stuff a little more clear than you trying to do too much in the market. So I think it could help out a lot. Let's go over. Oh, let me add energy in here real quick. So Enphase, bigger resistance, 4140. Once it breaks that, I'm thinking about some possible shares on Enphase, not before, but once we start testing that, that's one thing I'm watching out for. Also, CEG just broke resistance today at 350.50. So CEG is technically at all-time highs, man. Let me see, did it? Yeah, I think it did hit all-time highs. Yeah, it hit all-time highs. So we could probably see that push. I wanted the calls once it broke, but I totally forgot because in the morning, it literally dropped from that resistance. It came back and broke a resistance area. Then in here would have been calls, but that's like power hours. So it kind of happened a little too late. But yeah, I kind of want to go over CEG for some energy. So that's done. Nuclear side, LTBR. I don't really see too much on this one. I know there's some other nuclears. Let's go over some other stocks. OKLO starting to get strength. Bigger resistance, 140.15. Your new support, I'd probably put it right around 114.15. Those are your current areas. Not a bad area for shares for it to continue that strength. So basically, if it broke support, I cut it over 11% or go back to the highs over 12%. About a 1-to-1 risk to reward. If I bought shares here, that's how I would play it. Or I would just wait to break resistance and then play it above that. But that's kind of like OKLO. In that way, stocks I want to buy more heavy, okay? Longer term, real quick. Pepsi, something I want to buy more heavy. You can start looking at it. FedEx, something I want to buy heavy. You can start looking at it. STZ, something I want to buy longer term. You can look at it as well. They're about to have earnings next week on Monday. Also bigger leaps on these call options. Pepsi, we already have call options. I think Pepsi's up at like 70% or something like that already. But I'm looking for more. STZ, even like Pool, looking for long terms on this one. Disney's and so much more. Even Nike. Nike had earnings. They had earnings. They pretty much beat on both of the metrics. Their EPS beat like 80%. Very good beat. But we had a nice pop, but just a little bit slower in here. So we're still kind of waiting out for Nike to have their bigger movement up. And also while I'm thinking about Nike, even like Lulu. We play some Lulus. We're green on Lulu right now. So I'm just waiting for the next play on Lulu. I just don't see much on the Lululemons right now because they did have some bigger drops. Their support, though, is around 174.60. But they are down a lot, so I'm just kind of waiting for them to have that nice reversal. I'll start playing like bigger leaps and so forth on Lulu. So let's go over Palantir. So yeah, Palantir tests a resistance, 185.75. So I'm pretty much looking for Palantir to hit all-time highs tomorrow. That's what I'm kind of looking out for. As long as it can continue that strength, the all-time high is right around 190 exactly, I believe. So yeah, that's what we're looking out for. Looking to play calls on Palantir tomorrow. We'll do that live in the morning tomorrow when the market opens. But that's pretty much it. Looking for calls to break 190s and possibly go to 200s. I might hold a little bit to see if it can have some extra push. Because last time we broke all-time highs, we made all-time highs here. The last time we broke it, we had some extra push. Even last time we had a bigger high here and had a bigger pull down, kind of like this. Boom, bigger pull down. Once it broke all-time highs, we had a little run afterwards, like 2-3 month run afterwards. So that's what I'm looking to do as well. So probably get some longer outdated ones that we could try to hold through for like a bigger push that can push us past the 200 mark. But yeah, I like that for Palantir. SoFi stock, same levels. Nothing I really do on SoFi stock right now. Also 𝐾𝐶, same levels, pretty stalled. Hasn't moved in like 2-3 weeks. So not much I would do with that either way. Oh yeah, and also like Clorox is one I'm looking for long term. GIS, Hum, Accenture, CRM. There's a lot of good stocks long term that we're watching out for. So make sure you kind of watch out for those. Gold. We sold all of our gold. We sold all of our silvers, over 150%, 160% gains. And I'm looking to buy more. So make sure you're ready for those next bigger gold plays. I don't have any new levels on gold. I just kind of see it when I see it to know when I want to buy again. Because I believe we bought gold. We bought gold somewhere in here. We sold it. We bought gold somewhere in here. All 100% gains. We bought gold again here. Another 150% gain. And then silver, we're just riding away. We bought silvers, I believe, in here. 100% gain. We bought more silvers in here. another 100-something% gain. So now that they have these bigger drops, it's going to lead to another opportunities for gold and silvers to go back up for us to load the boat back up again. So that's going to be amazing, man. Amazing. Airlines will go next video. I'm not really worried about that. Let's, what is it? TLT still slow. Nothing much to do on TLT. Banks, they're dropping. Like I said, watch the support area. If they start breaking, we're going to start looking out for more downward side. And they all broke, and they all gave us that more downward side. So for like puts, right? So puts would have won on all of those. What was it I was about to go over? What was it? Oh, yeah, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, very good push. Hasn't broken this big resistance level yet, so I still wanted to break 121,500. That's like the major thing I'm looking out for. Once it does that, then I think it's going to be like all hands on deck for Bitcoin to rise up. I would say I would like Bitcoin to go up to like the 125. That'd be like my target. So once it does that, that's when I'm looking out for Hood potential calls, but Hood just ran up back to all-time highs today. Hood is booming, just booming. But I would say your support on Hood is around 140.20. And yeah, that's about it. I wouldn't get calls now. I try to wait for a down day and then get calls, especially if Bitcoin breaks that area. But we are booming on all cryptos like Ethereum. We're up a lot. Solana's, Link RDs, Link USDs, XRPs. I'm actually going to start buying Dogecoin. Dogecoin is getting close to a level that I want to buy, so we want to watch out for that. So you might be able to catch those. We're in Solana. Solana, we're literally booming on. Solana's in the 230s. I'm looking for Solana to get up in the 300s. I think Solana might actually lead to another potential buy around this area to boom up into the 300. That's another 30% gain we're looking out for. So crypto market is doing very good. Coinbase is having a nice push up, especially if Bitcoin holds this and breaks resistance levels. I see no reason for Coinbase not to be in the high fours, 430s, 440s, and so. Resistance level on coin, I'd probably put it like around 405.70. No real clear support just yet. We have smaller supports, so I'll put like a smaller support on coin right around 360.80. So yeah, looking for coin for calls and shares for it to go back up. Especially, I'm really trying to be patient and wait for Bitcoin to break because this will be more swings. I'm really a scalper, right? I scalp every morning. All that live. I like to scalp and have the whole day free, whether I swing, whether I don't. It doesn't depend on that, right? Everything depends on scalping, making the profits, and getting off. Like as y'all saw, we haven't lost any scalps this week. So over 100% win rate. You get to see that live. But yeah, that's like the main thing I do. Everything out of that is like secondary. So swings and all that. I just wait for better entries and then play them. But MSTR 361.90, bigger resistance level. Once that breaks, there's going to be some big buying going on for MSTR for me. And yeah, right around 22 minutes, 23 minutes, I'll keep it at that. So it's not too long. I know there's still a lot of stocks that we can cover. I'm trying to post more content. I'm just getting a little more busy on the business side in the background. But yeah, always remember, no conviction virus. So anything, just for educational purposes only. So do not trade anything you see here in the video. I will catch you guys in that next one. Just real quick before I get off, CRWV, same resistance level. It needs to break 142.70. Once it breaks that, I see it going up to like 155. So that's a potential. Also like Roblox. Got a little slow. Haven't updated levels on Roblox, but you have resistance around 141.20. And then I would say our support is all the way down here at about 129.20. You can watch out for those for like Roblox. And yeah,